blended learning courses for adult learners. My name is Mahira, and I work with the Ministry for Education and Employment, and specifically with the Directorate for Lifelong Learning in Malta. As part of the project, which is called EPALE, Electronic Platform for Adult Learning in Europe, we are organizing and hosting the first webinar. We will send a link to the registration, which is going also to be in the chat box soon, about how to register on the platform. This month's theme in March on the electronic platform is specifically on digital and e-learning. So, as EPALE in Malta, this webinar is in line with this theme. Elaine Bonello is going to present part of her academic research of her master's studies. She has graduated in Master in Digital Education from the University of Edinburgh. Elaine, we would like to welcome you to the floor, and we look forward in having you as a panelist on our webinar.
Good afternoon, Europe. Hope you had a lovely day. So, part of Hello, can you hear me? Okay, let me start again. We're sorry, this is our first time. And we're just testing out the third time the software. Okay, let me start again. Hope you had a lovely day. Welcome to this webinar. A part of my dissertation for my master's in digital education with Edinburgh, University of Edinburgh, was designing blended learning courses for adult learners. To start with this webinar, I would like to start with a brainstorming poll. What is blended learning for you? We're going to launch it. So on your screen you have, is it face-to-face learning? Is it online? Is it integration of classroom face-to-face and online? Okay, let's share it again. It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. In fact, 25% said it is integration of classroom face-to-face and online learning. Okay. So in fact, blended learning is mixed mode instructional model, which is regarded as instructional integration of classroom face-to-face and online. It is considered as a blending of traditional face-to-face learning activities and learning technologies, and its goal is to form a mixture that inspire and assist students in mastering the course by exploiting several combinations of technologies to form an efficient learning environment. In fact, George Walker Caffey 2010 claims, it is not the role of the teacher to prescribe the nature of the blend, but to develop courses with multiple means of representation, expression, and engagement, and to scaffold and support students in creation of their own individualized blend. So here we can identify that design is crucial to see how we're going to represent our content. However, design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. So in fact, in my research, what I found is using blended learning with course design, which we call it blended course design. So here we see that it is the design and development of blended learning solutions that should be based upon sound pedagogical principles. The multimodal teaching and learning approach is adopted by blended course design conveniently, offering students with different learning paths, and it can have multiple learning paths in one course design, and it is significantly improves the student performance rates. What are the elements of blended course design? So in my research, I identified 3. The learning domains that's going to be used in the course, what is the educator's design roles, and constructing challenging and engaging online learning activities that complements face-to-face activities. Because one of the problems of blended learning is you just use the online environment as a content repository, and the challenging, constructive, and engaging online learning will rarely happen. So we categorized in 4 learning domains. Siemens 2006 categorized learning development cycle into 4 learning domains, which are the indicatives of learning theories, namely transmission, emergence, acquisition, and accretion. So, transmission is particularly useful when introducing new knowledge. The designer, in this case, is the educator, is proficient in the domain in their subject, and the students are exposed in their key concepts of their field. Emergence is designed for critical and reflective thinking, in which opens into new fields. It leads to accretion or acquisition domains for continuous knowledge development. Spontaneous learning is also part of the process. On the other hand, acquisition is a great part of learning, where the designer is improving the student's abilities through knowledge resources. Students may go beyond the resources and explore the subject through connections of virtual learning communities. Accretion is designed on the learning ecology, when the learning occurs by finding content rather than processing content. So the learning occurs in the network and communities themselves, which guarantee the knowledge which is current. From those learning domains, we found out the framework of blended course design. From here, we can see that the figure portrays a holistic view of the learning domains and pedagogical approaches. With the balance of blended learning, the relationship between the learning theories are in a diamond shape that connects the learning theories with their learning processes. The colored intersections and colored areas are the related learning domains which are used in the design process. The pedagogical approach used determines the designer roles that the lecturers are taking. When executing their design roles, they're accomplishing learning theories are achieved in the learning domains. So, if we have a transmissional approach, the designer is creating courses and workshops that the students would like to learn about. So, the learning theory that are going to be achieved is the immediate response and the immediate reinforcement from the students. If we have an emergence learning domain, here the designer is fostering and encouraging reflection with their students. So they have the cognitivism and connectivism, where the teacher is acquiring information and solve problems. So the information is shaped on the existing structures. Accretion is created upon the network ecologies, about the environment. So connecting with structures for independent continuous learning from different sources are really important. Here, the students are producing different learning tasks. The learning domain acquisition is seeing that the educator are ensuring that there are availability of resources where they can construct knowledge via prior knowledge and experience to create new knowledge to achieve higher order thinking skills. From here, I would like to ask you, what can impact blended learning? Mahira is going to set out the poll for you, and you've got 1 minute where you can choose. Thank you, Mahira. We're going to launch it. What does impact blended course design? Is it institutional infrastructure, use of online learning technologies by educators, policies? You can choose multiple, not only one, like the previous poll. Okay. Let's give you some more time. Okay. Okay, for those who have not voted, you've got about 30 seconds left so that you can choose. Okay. Okay, everybody voted. So from what you have chosen, 42 said that it is institutional infrastructure. Sorry, 47, excuse me, said institutional infrastructure. Interesting. 93 said the use of online learning technologies by educators. Interesting. Policies has obtained 27. All right. In fact, what impacts blended course design is all of them. Not one has to lead to another. In fact, all right. From my study, we found out that impact of blended course design nowadays is no longer whether to blend or not to blend, but how the design is affecting the blend. Amari et al. 2014 outlines 3 different design approaches. Specifically, low impact blend, which refers to adding extra activities to an existing course. Medium impact blend, which involves replacing activities in existing course. And high impact blend, where lecturers build the blended course from scratch. Let's see in detail in each one of these. So, we say low impact blend is when we have an institution where the teacher has no experience in designing and developing blended learning. Teacher has no prior experience in teaching in traditional course. Teacher has some knowledge in integrating technology. However, she has no confidence in using these technologies. We can identify that in this low impact blend, there is low institutional support. In some cases, it's even they don't have any institutional support. Let's go to the second, medium impact blend, where here the teacher designs and develops blended learning course. He has experience in traditional courses. She knows and she has the knowledge of integrating technology and even has the confidence in integrating technologies. Here we identify that there is policies and even the institution provide support. The high impact blend is the ideal blended course design institution where the teachers has several years of experience in designing and develop blended learning courses. Teachers have made several iterations of teaching the traditional course. Here, the teacher has a strong knowledge and high confidence in integrating technologies. In this case, the institutional support is provided not only in the technical support, but even in the pedagogical sound technologies approach. So in this case, they have one-to-one support with the lecturers, with the educators, not how the actual technology is being used. So, impact are not possible without the aid of technologies, and it enables blends which focuses on accessing of content and flexible learning to provide the same learning experience through various modalities, enhances blends which grant cumulative changes to the pedagogy in the face-to-face environment and the online environment by adding supplementary materials, and transformational blend, which are profound changes to the pedagogy where learners are able to construct knowledge over dynamic interactions. So let me give you a case study. So this case study is Comino Adult Learning Organization, where they have their own learning platform. When the online environment was introduced, all staff were given training on how to use this platform. Each scholastic year, the university gives constant support on the infrastructure of the platform. Only 30% of the lecturing staff are using the online platform for online forums and polls. And another 40% use the online learning platform for content repository. In this learning organization, which is the impact blend that you think it is available, that they are at? Is it the low? Is it the medium? Is it the high impact blend? So you've got about 2 minutes where you can post your opinion in the chat. And Mahira is placing the question, what is the impact blend of this learning organization? So, in fact, most of you got it correct. In this case, it is from low to medium impact blend. The reason is that they don't give training in sound pedagogical tools. They only give training in the infrastructure. And they use, only 30% use the lecturing staff, only use the online platform for forums and polls. In fact, you can use much more tools in an online learning environment. It's not just forums and polls. And the fact that 40% uses as content repository, it is that 40%, it's quite a low impact blend. So it is important from this webinar to identify how the organization is going to a high impact blend. In fact, Martina stated it's a 50-50. Would you like to share some? I hope you liked this webinar. It's only a part of my research, and I hope it gave you a good insight of how to design blended learning in your institutions. Back to you, Mahira.
To me, thank you, Elaine.
Okay.
So what are the next steps after this webinar? But first of all, big thank you to Elaine for sharing her academic research. So the next steps for the directorate, and this is the last part of this webinar, is that we are organizing 2 conferences and they're going to be held on the 21st of April and on the 20th of June. It's interesting to know about these conferences because the April one, is going to be on the launching of a digital toolkit for adult educators, and it's through another project called Breaking Barriers. The second one is a concluding conference, the one in June, and a plus point is that in Malta it's going to be really sunny and you can enjoy the beach, and you can attend this conference on digital media and specifically for literacy teachers, especially those who teach the basic literacy courses. You can also register on the electronic platform for adult learning in Europe. This is the link of the platform. In order to keep up to date with various blogs and also the events that I mentioned and those from across Europe, it's important to keep up to date here on the platform because anything that is related to adult learning can be found on this platform. Another thing is that when the webinar finishes, you will receive a poll. It is appreciated if you can provide feedback to us, to me and to Elaine, because we know that we can always improve on things. So your sincere feedback is really, really appreciated. So thank you one more time, and we wish you a great and wonderful day.
Thank you. See you on the platform.
See you on the platform.